Steve.
Call this regular meeting of the Mexico City Council to order.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
Councilman Miller.
Yes.
Councilman Ladd.
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams.
Yes.
Councilman Nichols.
Next on the agenda, the approval of the minutes, July 13th, 2015 regular session.
I move we approve the minutes. Second.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
Councilman Miller.
Yes.
Councilman Ladd.
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams.
Yes.
Under new business, the first item, bill number 2015-42, a resolution accepting warranty deeds for right-of-way from John W. Folta and Howard Jeffries and Cynthia Jeffries, reading in passage. Mr. Slagle?
Yes, Your Honor. During the annual summer construction projects, we had found that there was one area that did not have enough property to fit ADA ramps for sidewalks, so we had to acquire some additional right-of-way. So to cover the detail of this location and what needed to be done, we will turn to Kenzie Russell.
The location is the intersection of Monroe and Agriculture, and the two corners in question are the northwest corner and the southeast corner. Northwest, southeast. We only became aware of the limitation when we actually began the construction staking and realized that the ADA requirements needed a 5-foot by 5-foot landing, if you will, behind the ramp, and that was going to encroach off of the existing right-of-way. Both the property owners on those corners have been very generous and cooperative and have given the right-of-way to us when we approached them and showed them what we needed. It's relatively small amounts, 75 square feet and 130 square feet, I believe. And so we're recommending that we accept those deeds.
I move for reading on bill number 2015-42. Second.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
Councilman Miller.
Yes.
Councilman Ladd.
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams.
Yes.
Bill number 2015-42, a resolution accepting warranty deeds for right-of-way from John W. Folta and Howard Jeffries and Cynthia Jeffries. Whereas there is a need to acquire additional square footage to construct ADA ramps at the intersection of Agriculture and Monroe Streets, and whereas warranty deeds have been executed by John Folta and Howard Jeffries and Cynthia Jeffries for the additional footage needed for the ADA improvements. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mexico, Missouri as follows. Section 1, City Council hereby accepts the warranty deeds for right-of-way from John Folta and Howard Jeffries and Cynthia Jeffries. Section 2, this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after the time of its passage. I move for passage of bill number 2015-42.
Second.
Mayor Miller.
Yes.
Councilman Miller.
Yes.
Councilman Ladd.
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams.
Yes.
Okay, the next item, bill number 2015-43, an ordinance authorizing the execution of a lease of a parcel of land at the Mexico Memorial Airport with Eric J. Brewer and Don M. Brewer doing business as Brewer Farms for the construction of a privately owned hangar. Two readings by title only in passage. Mr. Slagle?
Yes, Your Honor. The Brewers have submitted a proposal to construct this new hangar at the Mexico Airport for personal use, as we have done others in the past. And to cover the details, we will turn to Russell Runge.
Yes, as Bruce alluded to, this is very similar, exactly like the Boys and Curtis land lease that we did before for them. The building's a little larger. It's a 67 by 70-foot structure. It's not to exceed 26 feet in height. We did need to get a FAA approval, and we've got that approval, and that's why we are having this taken in front of you at this point. It'd be a 20-year lease. The sum would be $100 per month for that land lease, and it would be reviewed every 5th year during the duration of the lease. We recommend that the council proceed with 2 readings by title only and passage of the ordinance.
I move for reading of bill number 2015-43.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Lash,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes. Bill number 2015-43, an ordinance authorizing the execution of a lease of a parcel of land at the Mexico Memorial Airport with Eric J. Brewer and Don M. Brewer as Brewer Farms for the construction of a privately owned hangar. I move for second reading of bill number 2015-43.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Lash,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes. Bill number 2015-43, an ordinance authorizing the execution of a lease of a parcel of land at the Mexico Memorial Airport with Eric J. Brewer and Don M. Brewer doing business as Brewer Farms for the construction of a privately owned hangar. I move for passage of bill number 2015-43.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Lash,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
The next item, Bill Number 2015-44, an ordinance of the City of Mexico, Missouri to establish a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain municipal officials. 2 readings by title only and passage. Mr. Schlegel?
Yes, Your Honor. In accordance with state law, each political subdivision with an annual operating budget in excess of $1 million must file personal financial interest statements or devise a code of ethics. This ordinance establishes the procedure for disclosure by certain public officials, employees. This includes the city council, the mayor, the city manager, the chief purchasing officer, which is also Deputy City Manager Roger, of all of our private and other interest matters that may affect the city and its operating. This is an annual filing, and therefore we would recommend that staff recommends council proceed with 2 readings by title only and passage of the attached ordinance.
This is the same as it always is annually?
Yes, sir.
No changes?
No changes. The dates.
Just the dates, okay.
I move for reading bill number 2015-44.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Lash,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
I move for the reading of bill to the,
Just reading the title.
just read it by title only. An ordinance for the City of Mexico, 2015-44, an ordinance for the City of Mexico to establish a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain municipal officials. Second reading. Move for a second.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Lash,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
I'd like to read the whole thing.
Now read, not just the title, yeah.
Okay. Bill number 2015-44, an ordinance of the City of Mexico, Missouri to establish a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and substantial interest for certain municipal officials. Move for passage.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Lash,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
All right. Next item on the agenda, Bill Number 2015-45, an ordinance changing the name of Walnut Street, which runs south from Liberty Street to Holt Street, south from Bolivar Street to Seminary Street, and fronts Garfield Park, to Tehran Lou Boulevard within the City of Mexico, Missouri. 2 readings by title only and passage.
Your Honor, this is the next step in renaming of the street, and to cover the details, we will turn to Rita Jackson.
At the June 8, 2015 City Council meeting, City Council heard a presentation request from Dan Ertl to rename Walnut Street to Teron Lou Street. Walnut Street runs south from Liberty Street to Holt, south from Bolivar to Seminary Street, and fronts Garfield Park. Section 13.2 of the Mexico City Code requires that a resolution be passed by the City Council to declare the proposed name change, and thereafter an advertisement be published in the Mexico Ledger for 1 week. If within 4 weeks after publication, a majority of the resident property owners along Walnut Street do not file objection, then City Council by ordinance shall rename the street. There are a total of 4 resident property owners on Walnut Street from Bolivar to Seminary, and they are the Mexico Housing Authority with 5 duplexes, Second Missionary Baptist Church has their church parsonage, Bank of America has a foreclosure house there, and Kendra West has a vacant lot. Walnut Street south from Liberty Street to Holt Street has no residential property owners. All resident property owners along Walnut Street were notified in writing of the proposed name change. At the June 22, 2015 City Council meeting, City Council passed a resolution to declare the proposed name change. The resolution was published in the Mexico Ledger for 1 week. City staff has received no objections from the resident property owners along Walnut Street. Staff recommends the council proceed with 2 readings by title only and passage of the attached ordinance.
Just out of curiosity, has anybody heard from him? Or his family, or?
Yes, we have.
And he's aces?
He's on
Okay.
board, yes.
All right.
He's the one that wanted it from street to boulevard, and we are planning a dedication ceremony for the 8th.
For Saturday, August the 8th at 9 a.m.
And
at
he will be here to
Garfield
accept that.
Community Center. He will be
Good
here
deal.
that day.
I move for the reading of Bill Number 2015-45 by title only.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Letts,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Bill number 2015-45, an ordinance changing the name of Walnut Street, which runs south from Liberty Street to Holt Street, south from Bolivar Street to Seminary Street, and fronts Garfield Park to Teron Lou Boulevard within the city of Mexico, Missouri. Move for second reading of Bill number 2015-45 by title only.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Letts,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Bill number 2015-45, an ordinance changing the name of Walnut Street, which runs south from Liberty Street to Holt Street, south from Boulevard Street to Seminary Street, and fronts Garfield Park to Teron Lou Boulevard within the city of Mexico, Missouri. Move for passage of Bill number 2015-45.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Letts,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
Good. The next item on the agenda are the claims.
I move we pay the bills.
Second.
Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Miller,
Yes.
Councilman Letts,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Williams,
Yes.
The next item is comments. First, the council comments, but before we do that, I'd like to take this opportunity to present the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting presented in the City of Mexico. And also, there's a certificate presented that I'll present to Roger D. Haynes, Administrative Services Director for the City of Mexico, an award of financial reporting achievement. How many years does this make?
26 in a row?
Mid-20s, anyway.
Well, it's my pleasure, having worked with you for a good number of years and serving on the city council, to present this award for the fine work that you and your staff do here.
Very good. And I'd be remiss without letting everybody know that my financial analyst duty is a big part of this award, of course, my staff, and then all the assistants of the department directors.
I think we want to make sure of that. Thank you for all the work you do. All right. Councilman Lish, comments?
Yes, well, congratulations, Roger, and your staff for another award, and I don't know if people really realize the importance of having good financial reports, especially when you go out to the financial community to borrow money and things of that nature. So they really do look at those, and they do appreciate the good work that you guys do. So thank you so much for that. And again, it's good to name that street for Teron Lou Boulevard. I think that speaks well for all the good things he's done here in Mexico, and I hope the people of Mexico support the change and recognize what he has done for us in Mexico. The last council meeting, we had a couple individuals come from Providence concerning the sewer backups. Could we have a little update of what's happened in the last 2 weeks? What is the city doing to fix those issues?
Ron, would you like to go ahead, or was what you've been working on in Providence?
After one of the larger storms, we had issues there in the Providence area, as you noted, and we sent our crews out initially to walk the sewer lines just to look for physical problems and issues, and then we began cleaning the lines and televising the lines. In that process, we found a drop manhole that was damaged about 3 blocks away up on Ringo, but which does drain back that direction. We've made the repairs to that manhole. And then last week, we had another call from Westwood area, and in investigating there, we found that there was a blockage in a line downstream from Providence, but which may well have contributed to the issue. Subsequently, we removed close to a ton of rock and gravel out of that sewer line in terms of clearing it. And so we believe that those 2 items were major issues that we have resolved. We have gone ahead and taken another initiative, and this week we will have Trek Design Group in town, and we have arranged with a number of the homeowners in the area, kind of a sampling, if you will, of homes of different ages to investigate their internal plumbing and see if we have sump pumps, downspouts, other kinds of connections that can be contributing stormwater to the system. And thus far, we have 6 homeowners that have agreed to allow us to enter and do those kinds of inspections. And so depending on how that report turns out, if there would seem to be an issue with a particular age of home, then we can kind of target that and come back to the council with perhaps a larger program to try to investigate that sort of thing. If, on the other hand, we find that there are not issues, then we can continue our efforts on the public lines. I would also mention we're preparing a bid package for our slip lining and manhole lining and repair program. That does include some lines in the Ringo Kent Street area that ultimately drains to this area as well. And so we'll be putting that out to bid here shortly.
Thank you.
While you're up there, can I ask a question? What, you said you moved a ton of rock. What, did the pipe collapse, or how did you? That's a lot of rock.
It is a lot of rock, and we think the two sources potentially for that. One is the manhole. Typically in construction of a drop manhole, there's pipe that comes in at a high level and then it drops down and goes into the bottom of the manhole, and they backfill that with rock structurally to hold that pipe up. The top portion of that had failed, the T at the top, and a fairly substantial sinkhole where material had been sucked into the pipe. So we think that was a contributing factor, even though it was 3 blocks or so away. As that comes down the hill, if you're familiar with the area there, Ringo Street's higher, and then hit a flatter line, it settled out just like it would in a river or a stream. And we think that probably is one contributing. And then there were some private repairs made, plumber that had a pile of gravel sitting beside the open hole for a period of time back some time ago. And we don't know, but it's possible that rock got into the line at that point and may have contributed to it. As that came down in the various storms and settled, the first storm may have only placed a little bit, and then the next storm a little more, and it accumulated.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kenzie.
Kenzie also had his employees out there during the rain event, monitoring the level in those, and so watching for surcharging in the directions and so on that might have come from, and generally did not necessarily find anything that contributed at that point, but at least they were there during it, watching it during that heavy storm we had last week.
That's all I have.
Chairman.
Yeah. First, I'd like to say thanks to Kenzie for getting on that and working with those people. It's a big plus, so I appreciate you guys doing that. Second, congratulations to Roger. I know exactly how hard that can be to get those kinds of awards, so it is a big deal. It's a big deal to financial institutions, and as a city, sometimes we have to borrow money for big purchases, so it's a big help. And then lastly, on Lakeview at the end of Morris, it looks like it's rutted out down there, and you can see like scrape marks from cars falling off the edge. So I don't know if we can backfill it or what we can do, but it's a pretty good drop off the side there, and some people pushed off the side, and there's another spot further down towards the Presbyterian Church. It's not nearly as bad, but you can look at those. I'd appreciate it. That's all I got.
Councilman Miller.
Only thing I get to say is I've worked with Roger on Boy Scouts. He's pretty tight on that money, so I can say you do a good job. Congratulations, Roger. That's all.
Yes, I would just remind council and public that we do have scheduled next week budget work session. That is on August 4th at 4 p.m.
Always got to be a downer, don't you?
And like in the past, I would assume it'll take about 4 hours.
Okay. All right, thank you for the reminder. As for me, I want to first say I worked with Roger with public safety, and you think he's tight with the Boy Scouts. And if you don't really fully appreciate this, and I don't think you can unless you work with him, he is outstanding. Now, I've known some financial directors, but I've never known any of his caliber. I'm thankful that you work for us, that you work with the city, that you've elected to be here and work with us, and thank you very much for everything you do, Roger. Secondly, on naming the street after Teron Liu, I think this is something that should have been done, should be done, was done. I'm glad that it was done. Not only to explain maybe a little bit to Mr. Liu how we feel about him and congratulate him on his success and thank him for what he's done for Mexico and for the youth of Mexico. He's been very, very generous to this community. But also, I hope that maybe a youngster going down to play basketball at Garfield Park or driving by sees that name on the street sign and asks who Teron Liu was and gets inspired by his success and his hard work, that they may want to do that too. Not necessarily become an NBA sensation, but to work hard, to stay in school, and keep their life in order. So hopefully, maybe we took a step toward meeting those two criteria tonight. Next, we have public comments. If anyone from the public would like to make a comment, ask that you come to the podium, state your name and address, and please try to confine your comments to about 3 minutes. Seeing no one offering comments, I move for adjournment.
Second.
Yes.
Councilman Miller?
Yes.
Councilman Lash?
Yes.
Chairman Preston Williams?
Yes.